Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back. Today I'm doing a advice for women in their 40s video. So I've done one for women in their 20s and I've done one for women in their 30s, and you were asking me to do one for women 40s, 50s and beyond. And so this is going to be the 40s one. Now, as I said in my other couple of other live streams, I felt a little awkward doing this video because I'm 41 and I haven't gone through the entire decade of the 40s. And if I had tried to do the 20s video at 21, it would have been ridiculous because I didn't learn all the life lessons and all the things that I can even use to give anyone any sort of advice until I was in my 30s about my 20s. And so I felt a little bit awkward and I felt, okay, well, I'll have to do the 40s video when I'm in my 50s. But the truth is, with the level of inner work that I've done and with my spiritual practice and my own embodiment, I can 1000% channel that part of me that is already in the 50s and knows what I need to be doing exactly right now. So that is where this perspective is going to come from, is going to be channeled through my higher self. And this is the advice that I would very much give myself. And so, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So the number one thing that my higher self, as I connect to that part of me, would advise women in the 40s is that up until now, at least in your 20s, hormones were dictating your beauty and your radiance and your health. You were just kind of in it, right? You were like just born with it and it was just oozing out of you. And what happens, in our 30s and especially in our 40s is the people that know how to switch from that hormonal into the embodiment part will appear the most radiant, the most vibrant. And so how do you switch over? And how you switch over from like just using that natural hormonal makeup is that you start activating more of your sexual life force energy. And I know that in the Western culture, the word sexual means having sex with another being, and that is not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to you accessing that part of you that animates you. It's your natural life force, right? The part that makes you a living, breathing being versus just a dead body. So the animation that is in you. So how do you nurture this part of you? One of the things that I have definitely learned on my journey is that if you are not eating right, if you are not consuming the right nutritious foods for your body will be too bogged down and it will be too much of a priority red alert for you to be able to access these very subtle bodies and your life force energy. You're going to feel very lethargic. You're going to feel like just daily life is very much an uphill battle, and all of your life force energy will be consumed in just simply surviving and like fighting off these anti-nutrients that you're taking in. So I have definitely gotten myself trapped in those modes in my life. You guys know in my 30s, I was diagnosed with a full-blown autoimmune disease, which I no longer have. So that has been such a huge realization for me, is that all spiritual work for me begins by first letting my body be basically nourished. Nourished is the word that's coming to my mind, because if my body is not nourished, then that becomes kind of the priority. It becomes the fire that wants to be put out first, and I can't really access other parts of me. So nutrition is going to be key. The second thing, advice for women in their 40s from my higher self, is that this is the decade where you really have to give yourself full permission to be who you truly came here to be. And I know a lot of people might not even understand that is, but really just what is a hell yes in your soul. When we're younger, we can often get caught up in what other people want us to do and what people won't let us do. But the truth is that you know, what you allow is what you get at the end of the day. And so I see women really awakening in their 40s into this, like, you know what, I get to have it now, and I'm going to get it at any cost. Like, it doesn't matter to me if you're going to come with me or not, if you're going to approve of me or not, if you're going to be happy with my decision, but this is what I'm aligned to, and this is what I get to have. So this is the decade where you're going to be breaking a lot of rules. You're going to be bending a lot of societal norms, maybe a lot of cultural barriers, but it's now or never. Like, I see the women that don't do it, they start kind of withering away. Their radiance goes away. They start aging at a much more accelerated rate because it's like their soul is slowly being suffocated to death, and that's just being represented in their physical body. So definitely, you know, start with nutrition and make sure that you're nourishing your body, but then nourish your soul by seeing what is it that is a complete and ultimate yes, hell yes for you in your body. We've been talking about this a lot we talked about it in the Conscious Couture Coach the other day. We're talking about it in Aligned as Femme. And this is really important, especially as you get into the High Priestess work. This is the ultimate path of the priestess, like aligning with who you came here to be. And we get lost. We get lost in our 20s. We get lost in our 30s about, you know, what our parents want us to do, what society wants us to do, what, you know, our partner won't let us do, or whatever, all these things that we think. But the truth is, you haven't decided that you get to have it. And the minute that you get to decide that your soul gets to do what it was here to do, it starts being revealed to you. Now, if you are a woman that has completely let yourself go, this is the decade to reclaim yourself. This is the decade to reinvent yourself. And I don't believe in it's too late. I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe it's too late at 99, because we're meant to live to at least 100, and many of us even beyond that. And so it's absolutely never too late for your soul to do the work that it was assigned here to do. And so reinvent yourself. Start by, I would say, doing mindset work and nutrition work, like making sure that your body isn't depleted, that your energy isn't depleted, that you are getting those nourishments that your body needs, will be the first place to start. Secondly, start with energetic work, and I really invite you into the hypnotic sex course. This, I know I named it the hypnotic sex course, but really it's not about sex. It's about your sexual life force energy. And really, it's my only program where it's all about energy. We're doing a lot of energy work in there. That's all there is. And you're going to be doing a lot of practices that help you start activating that part of you and using that to, again, nourish your body. So we nourish our body with our food that we consume. We nourish our body with the thoughts that we allow ourselves to think and the neural pathways that we form. And we definitely nourish our body with the energy that we allow ourselves to run in our body and be consumed in. Okay, so definitely start here. Any other advice? Let me see. Oh, I just want to quickly mention that I am doing a new training inside of the Hypnotic Sex course on March 16, 2022. If you're watching this afterwards, it will be available in replay, and it's called the Energetics of Age. You need this training because our society tells us so much BS about how we're allowed to age or how we are supposed to age, and it has nothing to do with your reality. The reality is that what you believe and how you know how, channel your energy, where you place your energy is exactly how you will age. So if you believe that aging is this autopilot thing that happens to you and not something that you are co-creating, I'm here to tell you that you are really offbeat and it's going to catch up with you really quickly. You have to understand that you are creating your aging. It is very much a co-creation process, and it starts with, again, nutrition, mindset, your energy, your radiance, what you give yourself full permission to have. Especially in women in their 40s and beyond, I noticed that when their soul is allowed to be unleashed and in full agreement with who they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing, it's like the soul almost, it's like oozing out of their pores. Like, those women that are just lit up from within. What do you think that is? It's because our soul is just this ball of light. And when we're getting rid of all this gunk and murkiness and garbage and should haves and limiting beliefs on top of it, it just has a chance to just magnificently radiate from within us. And that's what you see in those women that are really just lit up. So do this inner work for yourself and start peeling back those layers of what other people have told you you're supposed to do. I think one of the things that women starting in their 40s can get caught up is like being told how they're supposed to recreate this image of youth and beauty from their 20s. And then it becomes this kind of chasing thing that they do with artificial methods. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, I use makeup, right? Like I do skincare and I use makeup products. That's not the point. The point is it coming from your soul alignment where you're nourishing yourself, where your makeup is a part of your self-care and it's how you're expressing yourself? Or is it coming from this scarcity and fear-based place of like, I'm not good enough unless I look like I'm 20? And it's very counterproductive. The more you chase that, the more it's not something that you already have. And the truth is that your soul is completely timeless, right? It's timeless, it's classic. It will live on way beyond this body. And so once you can really tap into that, and the beingness part, the part of you that's already very alive and pulsating and very much rooted in that divine God, God light, that was what's going to create your beauty. That's what's going to shine through from you. And it really starts from unlocking your sexual essence. We all are born with our sexual essence, but it gets locked under shame, under thinking that sex is only about what we do with another person and not realizing that you are in fact sex. Sex is something that you run through your body every single day. And the more you channel it and the more you run it, the more radiant and vibrant you become. And I believe that women in their 40s and beyond actually have the most access to this because we are not required to be using more of that creating babies or nurturing our babies or nourishing our babies with our milk or being bogged down with what society is saying. So in your 40s is really when you start unlocking and realizing, oh, like this is for me. I get to use this really delightful, amazing, life-giving, life force energy for myself. And from that overflow, from you wearing it, from you marinating in it, from you being in it is what others feel nourished by just laying eyes on you, just being in your presence. Okay. I was about to post this and I realized I wanted to say a little bit more about what do I mean by giving myself full permission or giving yourself full permission to know, be who you are. I have an example of this from my own life. As you guys know, I am 41 and I've been really in this and in it currently of like really giving myself permission. And so one of the examples from my own life is recently it became really clear to me as I've been doing my own deeper inner work is that I have been waiting my entire life for other people to give me permission to travel. So when I was younger, I waited for my parents to give me permission to travel, and it was, if it was convenient for them or not. And then after that, when I got married for the first time, I was waiting for my now ex-husband to give me permission. And it was all on his terms, will he give me this permission? And then I became a single mother after that divorce. And then my story was where I possibly can't do this now because I'm a single mom and I'm in school and I'm working and this and that. And then I got remarried and then I was again waiting on my now husband to give me permission. And recently I just owned that hell yes in my soul, and I was like, I get to travel the way that I want to travel, when I want to travel, and other people are welcome to come along if they want to, but they don't have to, because this isn't about other beings. This is about my soul and my own alignment. And I realized that I have been resentful of other people and my circumstances and things like that, that I didn't get to do it because of XYZ. But the truth is, I never gave myself full permission to do it. My parents couldn't have stopped me if I had decided. In fact, they probably would have supported me, right? When we decide, everyone, everything, the universe, God, angels, your guides, your husband, your children, your friends, your family, they support you because they have no choice. And even if they don't support you, you support you. You support you. And so I waited 41 years to give myself permission that I do not have to go like a little baby and ask anyone permission for what my soul came here to do. I don't have to ask anyone permission. I didn't have to ask anyone permission to start my YouTube channel. A lot of people thought it was absurd. I did it anyways because my soul said hell yes to it. I didn't ask anyone for permission on where I should go to school or what I should study, even though some people thought it wasn't the right degree, it wasn't the right school, or I was never gonna get in. But I did it because my soul said hell yes to it. The diet that I started that eventually cured my RA, everyone thought it was crazy. Everyone thought it was crazy. In fact, a lot of people I know thought it was like unhealthy to do that diet. Yet that's what led to me having my dream body now, right? So I have been saying hell yeses to my soul my entire life, but in this little thing, I still wasn't giving myself the hell yes, right? So where in your life are you blocking your hell yes because you think that someone else outside of you has to give you permission? The truth is, the minute that I had that big aha moment and I was like, I get to do this, I give myself full permission, my husband walked into my room and said, into my office, and he was like, you know what, you're right, you should absolutely do this. You get to do this, you wanted to do this. He didn't have that idea before that. Before that, I was waiting on him, right? But the minute that I decided, it got to be his idea that I get to do this. How? I don't know how the universe works. I don't care, right? That's not my problem. My thing was that I was waiting around other people to agree, waiting around other people to accept my decision, to align with my decision, to co-sign my decision. And the truth is, if my soul wants to do this, I get to have it. I'm the only one that gets to say hell yes. And then everyone gets to align. So this isn't about upsetting anyone or going against anyone's wishes. It's only about you aligning with your heart's desire and what your soul wants you to do. Because that's what starts that chain of conspiracy of coincidences that lead to you living your ultimate best life. Okay? Let everyone else figure it out. Let them align, but you align first. You decide first. Okay? So that is what I'm going to be channeling for women in their 40s. I hope you found this useful. And if you have any advice, if you are in your 40s or beyond and you have any advice for women in their 40s, definitely leave that in the comments. We look forward to learning from you. And the link for Hypnotic Sex is in the description box. The cart closes on March 15th. On March 16th, we're having our live training, The Energetics of Age. If you are not ready to be in the full Hypnotic Sex course and you still want access to the Energetics of Age training, then you can access it through Intoxicate Play Shop. Intoxicate is like the entry level into the Hypnotic Sex course. And so once you take that, if you wanted to upgrade, there is a code in there that you can use to upgrade so that you don't lose the investment that you've already made in Intoxicate, because it is also a part of Hypnotic Sex. So I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.